You said this time would be different. You promised yourself you'd follow through. You had a plan, a spark, a hunger. But somewhere along the way, the fire went out. Again. And now, you're staring at the ashes, embarrassed, angry, tired, wondering if it's even worth trying again. This video is not for the ones still running. It's for the ones sitting in silence, for the ones who already quit, for the ones who fell so many times they stopped counting. Because here's the truth. You don't need motivation. You don't need hype. You need something deeper. You need to know how to begin again, even when your confidence is gone, even when the last 10 times didn't work, even when your faith in yourself feels like a whisper. This is how you rise. This is how you start over. This is how you light the fire again. 1. Acknowledge the fall without shame. You fell, say it, you stopped, admit it. But don't attach shame to it. Falling isn't failure. It's part of the path. You tried. That matters. You moved. That means something. It takes courage to start, and even more to admit you lost your way. So before anything else, take your hand off the whip. Put down the self-judgment. You're not broken. You're human. And this is not the end. 2. Separate the past from the present. What happened before? It doesn't define what happens next. You are not the same version of yourself that gave up. You've grown. You've learned, you've endured. But the brain, it clings to old stories. It says you always quit. It says you never finish. Speak back to it, that was then. This is now. You get to rewrite your narrative, one action at a time. Start fresh, start clean. This isn't a continuation, it's a rebirth. 3. Grieve what you lost. Starting again means mourning what didn't work, the goals unmet, the time wasted, the effort that felt like it went nowhere. Grieve it, cry over it, journal through it, then release it. Because grief is not weakness, it's healing. And healing clears the path for hope to return. You can't move forward if you're dragging the weight of regret behind you. Let it go. Not because it didn't matter, but because you're not staying there. 4. Make the restart. Tiny, don't try to recreate the mountain. Don't try to jump back into everything. Don't try to be the old version of you. Start with the smallest, quietest step. Drink the water. Open the notebook. Take a walk. Send the email. You don't have to do everything, you just have to do something. Tiny restarts create real momentum because your brain believes what you show it. Show it that you're moving. Even if it's just an inch, that's enough. 5. Rebuild trust with yourself. The hardest part of beginning again? You don't trust yourself anymore. You said you'd show up last time, you didn't. Now you feel like a liar to your own soul. But trust isn't rebuilt with words. It's rebuilt with evidence. One promise kept, then another, then another. Show yourself you can be relied on, not by doing something grand, but by keeping one small commitment at a time. You don't have to believe in yourself fully yet. You just have to act like someone worth believing in. And over time, you will. 6. Redefine what counts as progress. You think progress means crushing goals, hitting numbers, changing everything. But sometimes progress is not giving up after a setback, getting out of bed when depression says no, trying again even though you're scared. Progress can be invisible, internal, messy. So stop measuring success by perfection. Start measuring it by persistence. You showed up today? That's progress. You didn't quit again? That's victory. Honor that. Because what you measure is what you multiply. 7. Talk to yourself like someone you love. Would you talk to a friend the way you talk to yourself? Would you call them lazy? Would you say, you always mess up? Of course not. You'd say, it's okay. Just start again. You'd say, I believe in you. So say it to you. Be gentle, be kind, be supportive. You can't shame yourself into growth, but you can love yourself into action. You don't need another critic. You need an inner coach. Be that. 8. Focus on the feeling, not just the outcome. Why did you want that goal? What were you chasing? Not the number, not the title, not the praise. You were chasing a feeling: joy, peace, freedom, pride. You can feel those things before the goal is reached. Feel them now. Let them fuel you. Instead of chasing some distant arrival, let the path itself feel like home. You'll move more often when the movement itself feels good. 9. Prepare for the next fall. Yes, you will fall again. Yes, you will stumble. Yes, you will feel stuck. That's not pessimism. That's preparation. Create a plan. What will you do when you miss a day? What will you say to yourself when you want to quit? Who will you call when you're discouraged? Build the bounce back before the breakdown. That way, next time you fall, and you will, you'll know exactly how to get back up. 10. Remember, you are not starting from scratch. You are not at zero. You are not behind. You are not the person you were the first time you tried. You have experience now. You have wisdom. You have scars. And scars are maps. You carry lessons. You know what to avoid. You know what matters. This is not starting over. This is starting deeper. You're not weak. You're weathered. You're not broken. You're becoming. And there is power in the restart. There is grace in the rebuild. Conclusion. So here you are, at the edge of another beginning, still bruised, still tired, still unsure. But listen to me. You don't have to know everything. You just have to take the next step. You don't have to be confident. You just have to be willing. Start again. Not because you have something to prove, but because your future is still unfolding. You haven't missed your chance. You haven't ruined everything. You're right on time. The fire can come back. The strength can return. The path is still yours to walk. So breathe. Begin again. And this time, do it with your whole heart, no matter how many times you've fallen. Because this is not the end. This is the comeback. This is your next chapter. And it starts right now.